Shabbat Shalom, y'all. So, we just covered in the last video Bere'shiyth, Genesis chapter 13. And a quick little review, a little recap on that was Avram just got kicked out of Egypt by Pharaoh in chapter 12. And so, he wasn't, he was, I guess, in a way, nicely kicked out. Pharaoh gave him some gifts on his departure, I guess you could say. And so Avram, he had quite a bit of stuff. He was rich in cattle and gold and silver, maidservants, men servants, asses, donkeys, the works. This guy had, imagine back in the day those big Texas ranchers or big Montana ranchers back in the day that they had it going on, So, but Avram like a lot more. Anyway, so they all leave Mitzrayim, and Avram goes back to the place where he had set up his tent in the beginning, and where he had built an altar unto Yah. And so they went back there, and Lot's herdsmen and Avram's herdsmen that were watching over their livestock and their cattle, they started having little tissy fits. And Avram's like, hey, let's not do this. If you wanna check out the land, it's all before you. If you want to go to the right, I'll go to the left. If you want to go to the left, I'll go to the right. And Lot chose the area next to Sodom, and that area, because it was well watered, lush green pasture, perfect for his livestock. And then as soon as he leaves, Yah comes to Avram and said, hey, look around you. Look to the north, the south, the east, and the west. All of this land I have given unto you. This is going to be your land and your descendants' land after you, your sons and daughters. Think about how much dust there is in the earth, the sand of the sea. That's a heck of a lot. And Yah says that if that can be numbered, then all of your descendants, your children and your children's children and your children's children, and so on and so forth, then they will be able to be numbered. And that's a good amount. And this is the blessing that is bestowed upon Avram. That's why he is called later on in this book, Avraham, the father of many nations. So that's definitely the perfect name I would give somebody for this job description, if you will. So without further ado, let's jump into Genesis, Bere'shiyth, chapter 14. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elakar, Kedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that these made war with Bera, king of Sidom, and with Bere'shiyth, king of Amorah, Shinav, king of Admah, and Shem-Eber, king of Seboim. and the king of Bela, which is Soar. All these were joined together in the vale of Siddim, the valley, which is the salt sea. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him and came and smote the Rephaim and the Ashtaroth, Karnaim, and the Zuzim, and Ham and Emim, and in Sheva Kiriathaim, and the Horim in their Mount Seir, unto El Paran, which is in by the wilderness. And they returned and came into Ein Mishpat, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekim, and also the Amorim, that dwelt in Chetzan Tamar. And there went out the king of Sidom, and the king of Amorah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bala, that same is Sor. And they joined battle with them in the valley of Siddim, with Chedorlaomer the king of Elam, and with Tidal king of nations, and Amraphel king of Shinar, and Arioch king of Elakar, 4 kings with 5. And the valley of Siddim was full of slime pits. And the kings of Sidom and Amorah fled and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountain, and they took all the goods of Sidom and Amorah, and all their victuals, and went their way. And they took Lot, Avram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sidom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that had escaped, and told Avram the Ivri, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner. And these were confederate with Avram. And when Avram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hova, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back at all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. And the king of Sidom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Chedorlaomer, and of the kings that were with him in the valley of Sheva, which is the king's Dal. And Melchizedek, king of Shalem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of El Elyon, and he blessed him, and said, Blessed be Avram of El Elyon, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be El Elyon, which has delivered your enemies into your hand. And he gave him tithes of all. And the king of Sidom said unto El Avram, Give me the persons, and take the goods to yourself. And Avram said to the king of Sidom, I have lifted up my hand unto El Yahweh, El Elyon, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from a thread, even to a shoe latchet, that I will not take anything that is yours, lest you should say, I have made Avram rich, save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their portion. This concludes the chapter of Bere'shiyth. Genesis chapter 14. That was a pretty darn good chapter. Blessings, y'all.